So in last class what we have discussed is the Gauss iterative method and Gauss Seidel method, and in that we have only considered the network having only load buses, one slack bus and remaining load buses, right? So I just go through quickly and then move on, right? So we have a network, and right, we have n buses altogether in the network, and one is generator bus and it is treated as slack bus, reference bus, and remaining all other nodes or buses are load buses where P and Q are specified. Mind you, these are load buses where P and Q's are specified, and whereas at slack bus V and delta are specified. P magnitude and delta are specified, normally taken as 1 at an angle 0. Now with this type of network, right, so we have given algorithm, load flow method algorithm, that is Vi is equals to 1 by Yii Pi minus Jqi by Vi conjugate minus summation j is equals to 1 to I minus 1 Yij. Let me take this as kth iteration, Yij Vj minus j is equals to I plus 1 to n Yij Vj, where these terms are current iteration voltage values I am taking into consideration, and these voltage values are taken from the previous iteration voltage values. Okay, now this is the equation we are going to repeatedly solve, right? And if we notice the change in voltages, okay, change in voltages from the current iteration to previous iteration, if the maximum where I is running from 1 to n and I is not equals to slack, right, the maximum deviation or maximum difference which is less than or equals to the epsilon, some predefined value, then we assume that the solution is obtained and we can print out the solution 1 to n, right? Otherwise, if we have the deviation greater than the epsilon, then repeat the iterative process, repeat finding out all v1 to vn for the next iteration k plus 1 iteration, then go on till this is satisfied. Okay, now here in solving these voltages at all the load buses, not slack buses, or I is equals to 1 to n and I is not equals to slack, that is what we are going to find out at all load buses where P and Q are already specified. So there is no ambiguity in calculating this equation, right? There is no ambiguity, straight away we can solve this equation. Now, but if I have generators in my network, let us assume that now slowly I include, now this is a generator bus. In addition to one slack bus, there are few generator bus exist in my network. So now I say my system is having n number of total buses, where one is for slack, where m number of generators are there, and the remaining n minus m minus 1 will be load buses. Okay, these are generator buses and this is slack bus. Now under this situation, and we know that at all generator buses P and V magnitude are specified, right? But not Q and delta. Q and delta are not specified. But we know the range of the Q minimum to Q maximum which it can supply. The generator which it can supply to maintain the bus voltage, the specified bus voltage at that generator bus. Okay, so when you are trying to find out the voltage at the generator bus, when you are trying to find out the voltage at the generator bus, now this term is not known. This is not known. This is specified. P is specified, but Q is not readily available. And then if you don't have this ready quantity, then you cannot proceed finding out the voltage. So what we do is we try to first calculate this Q. Now assume that this is a generator bus. This is a generator bus, and and we know that the current injection, suppose this is a ith bus, then the current injection equation is II is equals to summation J is equals to 1 to N Yij Vj, right? Yes or no? This equation I am writing the ith corresponding equation like this from this. So this ith row multiplied by this vector. So this gives me the net injections in terms of the bus voltages and the admittance values. Okay. Now if I multiply this, what is the complex power? Complex power SI is equals to I can say Pi okay minus JQI is equals to VI conjugate II. I am writing minus term here because this is conjugate of power. So VI conjugate II. So this is VI multiplied by this entire term, the summation J equals to 1 to N Yij Vj gives me the complex power which is Pi minus Qi, right? So if I want to calculate if I want to know only the Qi, then Qi is equals to minus of imaginary part of this entire thing, that is Vi multiplied by J equals to 1 to N Yij Vj, and this is having conjugate, right? This is having conjugate. Okay. Now this imaginary part of this entire expression gives me the Qi. Now what I am saying, ith bus is a generator bus. I am trying to estimate the Q injection required at this bus. Q injection required at this bus from the network parameters, voltages and admittance values, right? And I am trying to check whether the required voltage specified here, the Vi specified, is demanding this Q anything between this given range, or it is outside of this range. Are you following what I am saying? What I am trying to do is, I am trying to estimate what is the amount of reactive power demand from the generator to maintain the specified voltage at the bus, this bus. Okay, once I find out that, and now I am checking the limits. of the generator limits మనకు ఆల్రెడీ ఇచ్చేసాడు. So we are trying to now check with the limits. Now there is a small logic here. Now if the Qi, let me say it is calculated value, is within the Q minimum and Q maximum. The calculated value means the demanding the reactive power demand from the generator to maintain this voltage at this bus is falling within the limits, that is Q minimum is less than or equals to Qi calculated is less than or equals to Q maximum of that particular generator. I indicates that particular generator, right? Now if this is the situation, then it says that still this generator is able to maintain the specified voltage at its bus. Are you following? I am saying it means that the generator is able to maintain the specified voltage, what it may be, Vi specified. Okay, that particular specified voltage, it can be maintained using the reactive power injection within the limits. So that means that bus voltage is still, it can be maintained, the specified quantity, specified voltage. So what we do is, now we take here in this equation, the calculated voltage what we obtained from here, the imaginary part of this expression, which is actually within this limit, then take as it is those value here, okay, and find out that particular generator voltage again. Okay, so what I do, if this is satisfied, then take Qi calculated as Qi specified in above equation, and determine the bus voltage Vi. Okay, determine using the above equation. Okay, right? So once I know this vector Vi, once I calculate this vector Vi, now what I have to do, some adjustment means, because this Vi phasor is actually Vi magnitude at an angle delta I. Okay, now what we do is, I replace this Vi magnitude with the Vi specified quantity. Are you following what I am saying? Right? Calculate the Qi at the generator bus, then check with the limits. In first scenario, it is within the limits, then which actually says that the generator is able to control its bus voltage. That means it is still a generator or control bus. It is still a generator or a controlled bus, right? Now under that condition, take this Q calculated as Q specified in this equation, and try to find out the voltage VI. Now after calculating the voltage VI, now the correction is, now you have to replace the magnitude with the specified quantity and take the new VI voltage as VI specified at an angle delta I. Delta I is as it is, delta I is not changed, but only magnitude is replaced by the specified quantity. This is the first scenario. This is the first scenario, or case 1. Right? Now in case of case 2, what is happening? If this QI calculated is outside the range, which means it can be that is QI calculated can be less than QI minimum, or it can be that is what is a Q maximum, QI maximum is also less than QI calculated, or QI calculated is greater than the QI maximum, or this is QI minimum to QI maximum. Now this QI calculated either it is falling below this QI minimum or it is falling above this QI maximum. It is outside the range. Right? Now what we do is, if this is the case 2, then take QI specified is equals to QI minimum if QI calculated is less than QI minimum. Are you following? So I'm not going to take the calculated QI value, but I restrict it to Q minimum. If it is going below this one, I take the specified quantity as QI minimum. Right? Now if it is going above the QI maximum, then I restrict this QI specified to QI maximum. Right? So that is, if take QI specified equals to QI minimum if QI calculated is less than QI maximum, or take QI specified is equals to QI maximum if QI calculated is greater than QI maximum. If this calculated value is greater than this maximum, then take QI specified is equals to QI maximum. Right? So either of case, any one will happen. Either it will be less than the Q minimum, or it may be greater than Q maximum. Any one case will be happening. So in that case, you take the corresponding limit, and then once you fix this specified quantity to minimum or maximum, then you find out the voltage. Then you find out the voltage V. Right? Now the case is, what I can say is, under this case the generator is no more capable of controlling its bus voltage to the specified value using its reactive power range or limits. Now under this case, this generator is no more a controlled bus. a controlled bus. Now it is acting like a load bus, because its voltage is now no more controlled using these limits. Now when it is not supplying the required amount of reactive power to maintain the voltage, and it is freezing its limit to either minimum or maximum, then accordingly its bus voltage will deviate. Accordingly that bus voltage will deviate from the specified quantity. Okay, so under this case, this bus is no more a generator bus. Now it will act like a load bus. It will act like a load bus. Are you following what I am saying? So under case 2, when it is hitting the limits, generator bus is no more a controlled bus or generator bus. It is now converted to a load bus, and take the Q specified as one of its limit, either minimum or maximum limit. Substitute the Qi specified, right, in the above equation, in voltage equation to determine Vi. Okay, this is Vi again. This is again Vi magnitude and angle delta I, right? So now under this case, when it is converted to a load bus, now I keep this voltage magnitude as it is I obtained in this solution. I will not replace this voltage by Vi specified. This I don't do here, but I do here if it is within the range. But in case of it is violating, I take the actual quantity which I obtained in solving the equation, straight away the same value, but do not replace the specified, because it is not a control bus anymore, right? So this is the brief algorithm about the network having both generator and load buses on the system, right? So Gauss-Seidel method having network both generator and load buses. So whenever we have encountered a generator bus, because it's readily we don't have specified reactive power specified at that generator bus, we try to first evaluate or calculate the reactive power from this equation, imaginary plot of this equation at that bus, and try to compare the calculated with the limits. So these limits, if it is within this Q calculated is within the limits, it will be a case 1, or if Q calculated, if it is falling outside the limit, it will be a case 2. Now in case of case 1, when it is within the limits, then it means that the generator is able to maintain the specified voltage at its specified bus using its Q limits. Then we take Q specified as the Q calculated in this equation, Q specified as equals to the Q calculated, and then calculate the voltage at that bus. But small adjustment is, we have to replace this magnitude obtained in the calculated voltage with the specified voltage of that bus, generator bus, because still it is a generator bus, right? So I now write down that particular generator bus voltage is equals to Vi specified at an angle delta I. Delta I is the obtained angle. And in case of second case where the Qi calculated is falling outside the limits, below the Q minimum or above the Q maximum limits, right? Under that case, the Q specified can be taken as one of the limit which is hit. Q minimum in case of Q calculated is going below, or Q maximum in case Q calculated is going above, right? So I will be finding out or fixing the Q specified like this, one of the limit, and I understand that Now the generator is not able to control its bus voltage within the limits, reactive power limits available, and it will no more act like a generator bus, but it acts like a load bus, where the bus voltage is allowed to vary, for that iteration, for that movement. Now, and once I substitute the Q I specified in the above voltage equation and calculate the voltage, now I take it granted this magnitude and angle as it is, no more correction in the voltage. Now in this case there is no voltage correction, right? So I take this voltage as it is and then move on. I then move on to next VI plus 1 to calculate the next bus voltage. Now depending upon whether it is a generator bus or load bus, I do the same procedure. If it is generator bus, then I do the same logic here. If it is a load bus, then straight away all P and Q are specified and I calculate the voltage, right? No question of waiting there. But if it is a generator bus, I do the same verification, limit verification, and calculate the new voltage at that bus. So this is all about the Gauss-Seidel method when the network is having both generator buses as well as the load buses. So in last class we have discussed the Gauss-Seidel method considering both PV buses and PQ buses in the system, right? Now when we encounter PV buses, as the reactive power at that PV bus is not specified, we need to calculate the reactive power by using this equation. As I said, this is the Q injection, into the bus, right? Now after calculating this Q injection, which is actually minus imaginary part of V conjugate and this current injection equation, right? V conjugate into I. Now this is the net Q injection. I need to correct here that yesterday what I have done, after calculating this net injection, I am straight away I compared this calculated value with the generator's minimum and maximum limits, right? So before that what we have to do is this net Q injection, one second. So this is net Q injection, right? And which is actually it may be a sum of both, that is algebraic sum of QG and QL, that is Q injection is actually QG minus QL. Okay, now from this we have calculated this one, right? And we also know if any load at this bus is there, that will be specified. So you have to calculate this QG calculated, which is actually equals to Q injection plus QL, right? Now once you get this QG calculated, then you have to compare that with its limits, minimum and maximum limits. Only this much of correction you have to make it, right? So we yesterday calculated Q injection, net injection into the network. Only thing is which is actually equals to generation minus reactive load, reactive power generation minus load reactive power. But so from this you have to calculate the generator actual it is feeding, that is equals to injection plus QL. So once you get this one, then you have to compare this with the actual limits, and the rest of the procedure is as it is. There is no change.